Hey guys, it's Chi. At the beginning of 2018, I discovered the short-term rental business and it completely changed my life. I went from having no property and no money to now 30 properties in the San Francisco Bay Area. It generates $2.4 million a year with over $1 million in pure profit. In this course, I can show you how to achieve the same results that I did without making my mistakes.
Alright guys, if you're still with me, I have so much to show you guys, so just hang on. First and foremost, I want to show you that it's actually true that I make $2.4 million in a year, and I created this business over a 9-month period from January up until September, okay? And 2.4 million is not the important part. The most important part is ROI, return on investment. How much of that 2.4 million is pure profit, okay? So for me, that number is well over $1 million. Now let's get right into it. Opening Chrome and logging in. And for those of you assuming that I was only able to do this because I started with a ton of money, that is absolutely not true. I started nearly with $0. Okay, very, 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 very close, no money at all. Just through sheer tenacity, I was able to find different ways to fund the project. And in the course, I'll show you how to do this. So if you have no experience or if you have no money, do not fear. I will cover all of these in separate modules, and one of the most important one is where to find the money to get you started. As long as you're willing to put in the work, we can make it happen. Just follow these instructions very clearly, and you will have an Airbnb portfolio, you will earn money, and you will change your life, okay? Now, I'm logging in, and through this login, I will be blanking my login information just for my own protection. Okay, as that loads, let's see what else. Okay, well, now we're in. First thing I want to show you is under the Progress tab. This is the hosting screen. In case you're not familiar with Airbnb, this is all new to you. Over here in the upper right-hand corner, that's me and that little avatar. I love Bali. This is in Bali. There was a monkey in my shoulder. Okay, now moving on. So down here, Progress, this is your progress report of your Airbnb dashboard, okay? It's just loading up, give it a second. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Loading, okay, there we go. And in this dashboard, you get to see, your average ratings and things like that. Not so important. What you're interested in here is earnings, okay. Now, in the earnings section, this is a graph showing you the entire year of 2018. This is from January until December, still loading up. So far this year on this one account out of 3 that I own, is the earning is one. So far I've been booked for about $1 million or so. It's not the end of the year yet, so that number will continue to climb. The number right below this says RP, that is Indonesian rupiah. Because I've experienced so much success in the Bay Area, I wanted to expand internationally, and where else than Bali? I love Bali. There's nowhere else I want to be. So I travel to Bali frequently. So I thought to myself, let's get some villas here. Since then, I have now 2 villas in Bali. And so far, just started here. So this is the amount of money that I've made in Bali. Okay, so as you can see over here, January, this column here shows you the amount of money that I made in January, which is $19,000. February, being a shorter month, is $18,000. In March, I finally figured things out. I'm still testing it. I'm not really sure what I'm doing still, but adding more properties, I made $32,000. And April, I added more properties and went up to 51. By May, I added more properties and went up to 71. By June, I added more properties and went from 71 to 89,000. And then I really figured things out after June. I understood how things work. I figured out how to charge people an insane amount of money, or not necessarily to rip them off, but also to bring them value at the same time. But being able to list the properties in a way where people actually see the value and experience value, that they're willing to pay me over $1,000 a night to stay at just a regular single family home. So by July, I went from $89,000 up into $157,000 in 1 month. Okay. By August, on this chart, you'll see that it's the peak month, because August is the busiest time of the year in the San Francisco Bay Area. But this is not as this account is only one of 3 accounts, like I said. Anyways, I made $177,000 in August, and it starts to taper off here on September, October, and November is not yet finished as of today, which is November 12th in Bali time. Anyways, the cumulative total of monies earned between all 3 accounts today is roughly $200,000 a month, with well over $100,000 of that being pure profit. Okay, now this is just the overview to show you that's really possible, and this is what I'm making. As you can see up here, this is definitely Airbnb.com. Now I'm going to log into the transaction history so you can see each and every individual transaction that has occurred. Everything that I'm blanking out is just, my personal bank account information and guest information. So, I have to keep their information private. I don't want to review their personal information on this course. Anyways, as you can see, payouts on Airbnb happens 1 day after they stay at your property. So I'm getting paid out every single day. November, again, is the slowest month of the entire year. And as of the 14th, okay, I guess today is not the 12th, today is the 14th or 15th or something like that. My time's way off, but anyways, that's what happens when you travel a lot. But if you take a look at this, as of the 14th, I made $3,000. Let's call that $3,300. As the 13th, I made $3,700. 12th, I made $1,100. And the 11th, I made $5,200. And again, it goes on and on and on. And there's about 1 million pages long of all the payouts that I have. But again, this is the slowest month of the year. Now let's do this. Let's filter from August until October, the last quarter before the slow month, right? This is not the busiest time of the year. August, September, October are just average months, okay? August may be a good month, because it's towards the end of summer break, but the best months are July and late June and early July. That's when you make the most money. But here, I'll show you. For example, in October 30th, I made $7,800, and that's for 4 separate transactions. Now, I want to direct you guys to this specific transaction here, and this transaction is, if you take a look at it, October 28th to November 5th. That's a little bit over a week, and I was able to make call that $9,000. That's because I'm charging this specific family $1,150 a night, okay? And in my course, I'll show you how to do that too. And believe me, if I wanted to charge them close to $1,500, they would have paid me that amount too, because I figured out the system and show people how to gain the most value from Airbnb, okay? And in the course, I'll show you this. So it goes on and on, as you can see, 3,500, 4,100, 5,800, so forth, 4,400, 6,000. As you can see, on average, I earn about $6,000 a day between my 3 accounts. Okay, a little bit over $6,000, and that's currently. So with the current growth rate that I'm experiencing by the end of next year, instead of $2.4 million a year, I'm expecting it to be anywhere closer to $8 to $10 million by the end of 2019. Okay, so as far as the end of 2018, I'll probably end closer to 2.6 million a year or so, 2.7 million. But again, I'm going to take that number, bring it up to $8 to $10 million by the end of 2019. Again, this course is incredible. The monies that you can make is exponential, because everything, once you set it up, the monies never go away. The property doesn't go away. It'll keep generating money for you month after month after month after month after month until you decide to get rid of it. If you never get rid of it, then that it'll always earn money for you. It never stops. I mean, at your work right now, you're spending 40 hours a week, half your time awake, or more than half the time you're awake, probably, every single week. just working away at your job, and that money goes nowhere. The next month, you're getting paid the same amount. But here in this course, I'll teach you an actual life skill, an actual business skill that can take you and completely change your lifestyle, okay? Imagine this, if you just added one extra property to your portfolio, okay, a month, and if conservatively, let's just say that property helps you earn $1,000, and then let's go with 2,000. Let's be a little more realistic, okay? Let's bring out our calculator. Conservatively, let's just say you profit $2,000 from a single property, okay? And I'm talking in the Bay Area because this is where I know, but my method works anywhere in the United States. I'll show you how to find the right property, how to price them, how to stand out against your competition, how to beat your competition, and how to get people booking your properties night after night. And if you're in the Bay Area like I am, how to even get $1,000 nights. And I can show you how to get much higher per night stay than your competition anywhere in the country. My method works anywhere. But again, back to my point. Let's just say you added one extra property and you made, after all bills paid, $2,000 a month from this property. From one property alone, if you multiply 2,000 by 12, is $24,000. You add an additional $24,000 a year to your lifestyle, okay? Now, what happens if you add a second property the next month? If you set up one property a month, okay? This is being very conservative. Setting one property a month is really, really manageable, doable, and it's easy. It's easy. In fact, it's so easy. Once you get good at this, it'll probably take you just 2 days to do it, 3 days. I'm not even exaggerating. I've gotten to the point where I can set up a property in 1 day, have it launched and ready to go. Anyways, so let's see. 2,000 the first month, 2,000 the second month together. Now, if you stopped working after setting up these two properties, forever on, you're making $4,000 a month, okay? That's close to $50,000 a year. Let's just say month 3, you add another property, that's another 2,000. Now you're making $6,000 a month, okay? This is not total monies that you've made. This is every month moving forward. You're going to make $6,000 a month. Your job will never be able to match this type of growth, okay? Now let's just say month 4, you add another 2,000. Now you're making $8,000 a month. You're making about $100,000 a year. Month 5, you add another 2,000. Now you're making $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. You guys get the point, How much you want to earn is all dependent on you and how hard you want to work. Okay, my very first student, she added 5 properties in the San Francisco Bay Area the first month that she got in. Of course, being my first student, I babysat her a lot, made sure everything went perfect, and she followed the modules and my steps to the T. And in the very first month alone, I kid you not, added 5 properties. Her properties generate, the profit of her properties are really good. They're about $3,000 per property. She generated $180,000 worth of income, okay, moving forward in just 1 month, her very, 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 very first month, okay? Of course, her results are not typical. It had a lot of guidance on my end, but in the e-course, you will have the exact same guidance, okay? And if you're thinking, geez, I don't know where to get the money, how to get started, don't worry about any of that. In my course, I'll show you how to get started. If you have absolutely no money at all, you can still get involved in this business, okay? It'll just take you a little bit longer to build. If you have good credit, I'll show you where to get funding to get started from A to Z. You're taken care of. I'm going to take care of you to show you where you can find the money, what property to choose, how to choose the best and the properties that will generate the most income, and how to help you run it and automate it as smooth as possible so you won't want to run into road bumps like this business is taking over your life, okay? Right now, realistically, every single day, I'm spending 5 to 10 minutes a day just logging onto my account, making sure that things are going right, okay? And if there isn't something, it takes me about an hour or 2 hours to fix per week, tops. That's what my lifestyle has turned out to be. Until I set up more properties, I'm not going to be spending very much time at all, okay, doing anything. My biggest thing now is just I write checks and pay things. That takes 1 or 2 hours a week out of my time. Other than that, most of the time I'm playing with my guitar or traveling. Just from the airline miles alone each month from the bills that I pay, I'm flying first class all the way across the world, Bali, Greece, Indonesia, Korea, Japan, wherever, anywhere I go now moving forward, just from my airline miles alone, I'm flying first class. And I can show you guys how to do that as well. Okay, hope this concludes it for you guys, and that you guys got some value out of this. If you decide not to join my course, that's absolutely okay. If you do, just know that you'll be taken care of from beginning to the end. This is an extremely detailed course. That's why I'm charging a premium price for it. But if you think about it, college on average costs you about $10,000 a year. Multiply that by 4 is $40,000 before you graduate. You spend 4 times wasting away and paying $40,000, okay, to learn things that may or may not help you land a job. My course is proven. I have someone who's already taken it from step 1 all the way to the end and made $180,000 a year, created $180,000 income within the very first month. Okay, I've shown you the graph from beginning to the end, from January until August, or excuse me, until September. You saw it for yourself, the exponential gains that were there. I will be sharing all of my insider tips, secrets, and tricks to make sure that you are successful and that you can change your life and make a difference. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that other people get to experience the freedom that I've been experiencing and give back, okay? And at the same time, I need to be able to preserve the method so it doesn't get completely washed out. It's a very select few that I want to work with. And for those of you, the first 20 of you that sign up, I'm going to make you a very special offer. I'll take half price off under one condition. Okay, you follow my modules one step at a time, and I'll make sure of it. I'll only release one module at a time, and you complete the homework, take the pictures that are required, you record the process, and you upload it to our community, our Facebook community, to show your progress. And if you do that, I'll coach you all the way to make sure that you're successful and you get half price off. And you know what? This is life-changing. So if you're ready to grasp a hold of your future and change your life, quit your job and earn a significant amount of money and travel and have fun or do whatever it is that you're really passionate about, get ready. Your life will change when you sign up for this course, okay? See you on the other side.
You guys have seen the actual numbers for my Airbnb account. You're probably wondering if this is for you. Chances are, if you live in a major city with any type of sporting team or tourism, this is for you. Realtors, I want you guys to imagine this. If you can show your clients how they can make 2 to 3 times more each and every month on their rentals, how many more sales do you think you'll make? People often ask me, Chi, how much time do I really need to get into this industry? The truth is, when I first started, I spent about 10 hours a week doing this. After my regular job, 2 hours a day, I would go set up the properties. As soon as the properties are set up, you spend most of your time handling everything remotely just to make sure that they run well. How my course is different from everyone else's course is that I'll show you how to obtain higher occupancy rates, how to charge 30 to 50% more than your competition, how to completely stand out and make your competition irrelevant. And at the very end, it's extremely detailed and it's an A to Z process, all broken down into simple steps so anybody can do it. And this is the only course out there where I can show you how to get started without using close to no money. Now that you guys are ready to get started, I'll see you on the other side.